G'day folks, thanks for checking out my videos and YouTube channel. If you're interested in learning self-defense at home, you can go to my website, which is www.happylifeme.net, and there you can check out all my learning self-defense courses at home, and there's other products there as well. Also, you can click the link in the description box below the video and that'll take you straight to the website also. And one last thing, if you'd like to click the subscribe button, you can subscribe to this channel, hit the little bell notification, and you'll be updated with videos every week on self-defense as I post them. See you inside. Well, g'day folks. I thought I'd just do this video today on covering a blog article I wrote. You can check this out yourself at my website, which is www.happylifeme.net, but it's called Self-Defense for Women, 16 Steps to Choosing the Right School. So we've got a bunch of steps here to help you choose the right school and to make sure you've had made the right decision or make things as easy as possible. But the first one here is find a club near you. This just means if your club is too far away, you'll start making up excuses on why you won't go or why you don't want to go if you're kind of not in the mood. So when you drive to your club and back, when the drive to your club and back is too far or too hard, you will start making excuses on why you won't go to class. So this is why it's important to have a club that's near your house or near your work. Also, if it's close to your house and work and you don't feel like training, or you've got an injury, or you just can't be bothered, it's easy to still go to the club and watch and see your friends because it's not too far out of the road. So a school near your house or work will also make it great for when you don't feel like you want to train or you have an injury and just want to pop in and watch a class. So if you can find a club that's near your house or near your work, this is a good thing. I've known plenty of people in the past that have travelled an hour one way and an hour back to class, and good for them, but that's 2 hours out of their day. That starts to become a little hard after a while to be consistent. So point 2 here, choosing the right style. Now there will be a million different styles to choose from, and the correct style, number one, it really comes down, we'll cover this a little bit more, but we'll go through this first actually. There are some styles, point 2, there are some styles that are great for fitness only, and there will be minimal contact, which is perfectly okay. It all comes down to what you want. You will find these clubs have a lot of high kicks, a lot of spin kicks, and things that look fancy. And there'll be other clubs that do BJJ, stand-up, Muay Thai, weapons, knives, a whole bunch of other stuff. There'll be clubs that do full contact, clinch training and groundwork, as well as clubs that focus 100% on ground fighting, like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So it just comes down to what you want to learn, and there's no right or wrong. It's just, do you want to learn A or do you want to learn B? So up to you, but you want to find something that you're going to enjoy and that you're going to want to go to, and then you'll look forward to going to class. So there's many. Don't just think that the first club you go into is all there is and it's the same everywhere. So if you're serious about learning to protect yourself, in my opinion, you really need some sort of ground fighting. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is the style I do. Many different clubs teach that now. It's very important if you're serious in self-defense that we learn some sort of ground fighting and some sort of stand-up fighting as well. Now remember also, if you're going to learn ground fighting, this usually involves a lot of close contact, wrestling, clinching and other close quarter techniques. This will involve you wrestling and touching many different people, usually sweaty and smelling bad. You'll be drenched in their sweat at the end of the class, both your sweat and the classmates as well. So keep that in mind. But you get used to that and it's okay. Step 3, what style to learn. We kind of just covered that. If you're not sure what style you would like to learn, go to a few different schools in your area that teach different arts. You will soon know after a few minutes if that style and school, what they are teaching will be fun and suited to you. So if you're not sure what to do, just go and have a look and see what you like. The next one is don't be frightened to walk into a new school. Everyone will be, it's always a little intimidating, but don't be afraid to walk into a new school. Point 4. It might be daunting at first, but it will be okay. The instructor and the owners, they'll be nice to you. They want your fees, so they will be, they'll be fine. There will usually be chairs to sit on so you can watch a class and someone nice to talk to about what's going on. If you walk in and don't get a good vibe, that's still great, as you know that this is not the school for you. So walk in, have a look, someone will be nice to you, they'll always make you feel welcome, you'll be able to sit down and watch a class, and then you'll have a bit of an idea on whether you like it or not. Don't be frightened to walk in for the first time, you will be fine. You can also ring before you arrive and ask a few simple questions. One can be, can I come and take a look at the class? And they will surely welcome you and say yes, of course. So there's no problem. Walk into as many clubs as you want and have a look. They'll all be fine. Question 5, or point 5. Talk to the people in the club and ask questions. When you arrive, talk to someone in the school. Is the school just wanting to take your money? And do they actually like, and do you actually like who you are talking to? If you don't like who you're talking to, probably a good sign that that's not the school for you. Does the person you are talking to train? And if so, how long have they trained for? They might just be sitting behind the counter and be a staff member and know what they need to say, but they might have never trained. So it's important to talk to someone who's trained. And how long have they trained for? If they've only trained for a month, that's fine. But if they've trained for 10 years or 5 years or long term, then they've got a little bit more idea firsthand of what they're talking about. Are they in a good mood and happy to see you? If they're not in a good mood, if they're not happy to see you, the vibe of the place might be a little off, and you think, well, something to think about. Are they willing to take the time to answer all your questions without pressuring you to sign up? Very important. You don't want to be rushed, and you don't want them to skip over questions or not explain them fully to you. So make sure you ask any question you want, and if you don't get a good answer or an answer that you're happy with, that might be something to think about as well. Point 6. Do they have free trial classes? Nearly all schools will let you do a couple of classes for free, so you would hope so. Do they have free classes for you to try to see if you like what you're offering? If not, go somewhere else. So if they don't let you do a free class, or the free class you have to pay for, or you have to pay for 5 free classes or 10, well, they're not free if you have to pay, but if you have like a starter pack, if they don't let you do a couple of classes for free, I'd be a bit wary about that. I'm always suspicious of schools that won't give you a free trial. Why won't they give you a free trial? I have to ask about that. Are they only worried about their money? I don't know. These are questions you have to consider when you're looking at a school to start. Point 7. So this is a self-defense blog or an article about self-defense for women. So point 7, are there other ladies training there? How many other ladies or girls do they have training at their club? This is a question to ask. Ask the question if it's important to you. It might not matter. There's plenty of schools that don't have many ladies, which are perfectly good and great schools, and I wouldn't even worry about it. But if they don't have any ladies training, maybe it's because ladies don't like training there for some reason. Maybe it's just because they don't have many ladies, and it's just something to keep in mind when you look. Don't be put off if there are not many ladies. However, as this is usually the case, usually in most schools, there's, at a guess, 90% men, 10% women. So it's not unusual for the club to have not many ladies, but it's important that they treat them nice. Might be a great school and just not have many ladies for no real reason. You could be the first, so this is cool. It's no big deal really. But they also might have no ladies because the school is too rough, or the men and the instructors don't make the ladies feel welcome, or help them fit in, or accommodate their needs. So there's all stuff to think about. Other clubs will be fantastic. They will also have ladies. They'll have ladies change rooms, ladies toilets, and even ladies only classes. So this is why you look around a little bit. Also ask the questions. So ask these questions and it can help you decide which school is best for you. So pretty self-explanatory. Point 8. Watch some classes. Watch a few classes. There will be beginner classes, intermediate classes, advanced classes. Watch all of them if you can, not just one, because you'll progress your way up as time goes by if you stick at it, as this will give you an idea of what you can expect for yourself if you train at this school for a few years. So they'll say you can watch the beginners class, which is cool, but watch the next class and the next class or whatever you need to watch, because all the classes will be a little bit different. Point 9, their facilities. What are their facilities like? Do they have change rooms, showers and toilets? This is no big deal, but it's something to note, as it can make life easier. So you want it easy to be, you want change rooms if you can. It doesn't really matter, but it's just, you might want change rooms. It's up to you, but you want change rooms and a toilet, stuff like that. Good if they have a shower, but showers don't usually get used that much, but it's a good option. So it's no big deal, but it's something to note and will make life easier. I would suggest though, at a bare minimum, a toilet must have a toilet. Otherwise it's a bit rough. Also take note if the club is clean. If they train on floor mats, are the mats clean? Ask how often the mats are clean, because you're going to be lying on them. You'll probably have your face on them, you'll have your skin on them, and they'll get dirty and sweaty and covered in hair and stuff like that. So you want them clean. How often are the mats cleaned? It's very unhygienic to have mats that are not sterilised often, if not every night. And most clubs, or many clubs, will be very good with this. You've got nothing to worry about. But if there's hair all over the joint, it'll be completely obvious, and just skip that. I've done seminars at schools before where the mat has been so disgusting and dirty that I was there to teach a BJJ seminar and I didn't kneel on the floor once. And BJJ is ground fighting, so there was hair all over the side of the mat. There was the dogs have been walking on the mat. It was disgusting, so you don't want to be rolling around on that. Point 10, how many classes can I do? How many classes can you take part in per week, and how much are the fees per month? This is a good question to ask, as it will help you decide if the price they are charging will equal the value you will be getting by the number of classes you can attend. So ask how many classes you can do and see whether that suits you as well. Point 11, what if I don't like it and want to leave? This is very important. Some clubs make you sign up for 12 months in advance. I don't like that, because you might not like it and you want to quit, and you don't want to be locked into a contract and paying for a whole year if you don't like it. Can you easily cancel your fees if you don't like the club after 1, 2 or 3 months? This is important. This is another very important question you ask. I know some clubs that say absolutely you can cancel any time if you don't like it, and that is no problem at all. This is what you want, this is good. And I know some clubs that make you sign up for a year at a time, which means you have to pay for 12 months, regardless of whether you train for 1 month or the full 12 months. If they don't have an easy cancellation policy, I would think twice about signing up. So this is point 11. Point 12, where do I park my car? This is something to think about I think. Because a lot of these clubs, I'll read this first. Car parking. Most classes are in the evening. If it's dark, can you safely walk to your car after class on your own, or will someone walk with you if you need it? Many clubs start off in industrial estates or move there when their numbers grow. So it is something to consider, as some classes may finish at 9 to 9:30 p.m. at night. And if you don't want to be scared or uneasy walking to your car after class, this is something to consider. So you don't want to be walking around in the dark if it's unsafe. So keep that in mind. You want to be able to park close to the door or have someone from the club walk you to your car so you've got nothing to worry about. Point 13. Are there many injuries in the club? Injuries, from time to time, people get hurt by accident. Sometimes on purpose, and this is never good, but sometimes it happens. If you walk into a new club and there are injured people sitting around everywhere who can't train, arms in plaster, black eyes, knees in braces, you have to ask yourself, why are all these people injured? And I would suggest if there's a lot of injuries, you don't train there. I would skip that one. Sometimes stuff just happens and you get hurt, but many students off with injuries is a sign that the club is too rough. 14. Does the club have any long-term students? How many students does the school have who have been training for 10 to 15 years or even longer? If a school cannot maintain long-term students and survives only on turnover of new students, this might not be a good sign. If the club has many students who've been there for a long time, it is obvious that they are happy, which is great. So if they've been there for a long time, obviously the instructor and the venue is good and everyone's enjoying themselves and everything's fine. If they constantly have a turnover of students but not many long-term advanced students, you have to ask why are they not staying? Why have they all left? And why is the club surviving on new students only? So ask if there's any long-term students, how many, and how long they've been training for. These are all questions to ask when you walk in the door and talk to the person behind the desk. What am I up to? 15. Meet the head instructor. This might be daunting, but it's very important. For the instructor will attract students similar to themselves. Arrogant, impatient, know-it-all instructors will attract students of the same, as like attract like. If the instructor is happy, welcoming, warm, friendly and caring, there is a very good chance the students will be of the same makeup. So if you can, talk to the head instructor, even if it's to say hello, how are you, nice weather, ask a few questions. If they will talk to you and they will be polite and you'll get a good vibe or a bad vibe, then this is a very good sign. If the instructor has no time for you or treats you like you're just a number, that tells you a lot as well. So see if you can talk to the instructor. 99.9% of the time you can talk to the head instructor and they'll be super cool and you've got nothing to worry about. But it's definitely worth doing if you can. Point 16, it's okay to say no. If you don't like what you see in the school, don't join up. Not every school is the same. Not every school teaches the same thing, and not every school has the same attitude. It's okay to keep looking. You will know the right school when you walk in. So if you don't like it, just do some free classes, don't do any classes, come back and look again, never come back, go to other schools, but don't sign up if you're not sure, or if you can't do a free class, or if you can't easily cancel once you've started, because you might not like it, and it's okay to say no, it's okay to leave, it's okay to leave early. There should be no problem with any of this, because it's your life and your decision. And when you find the right school and the right students and the right style and the right instructor, you'll love it, and it'll be just fantastic and you'll learn heaps of cool things. So it's okay to say no, and don't be pressured if you're not sure. Just give it some time. So my closing thoughts is just a recap of what we went through. So we don't have to go through that again. But remember, the best school for you is the one you're going to love. The instructor does not have to be the best fighter in the world, but it is important that they want what is best for you, the student. For there is a very big difference between a good teacher and a good coach. A good coach is different to a good teacher. So a good teacher can teach you a million things clearly, and you can understand it and you can learn it. A good coach wants what's best for their student, not what's best for themselves. So that's my blog article. Have a read if you want. So it's called, as I said, you can go to the website at happylifeme.net, and the article is called Self-Defense for Women, 16 Steps to Choosing the Right School. So that is it for this video. Hit the subscribe button, hit like, hit the little bell, which will mean you'll get notified for new videos that I post, all on self-defense techniques and self-defense for women. And yeah, check out the website. There's home learning courses coming soon, and other products. Otherwise, see you in the next video and have a good day. See ya.
Don't forget to hit subscribe. See you in the next video.